Welcome to our exploration of the evolution of bodybuilding, a fascinating journey through time that traces the roots of this enduring pursuit of physical excellence. Our story begins in the ancient civilizations of Greece and Rome, where the foundations of bodybuilding as we know it were laid. In ancient Greece, the ideal of a muscular, well-formed body was not just a matter of aesthetics, but a symbol of strength, honor, and discipline. The Greeks celebrated the human form in their art and literature, with legendary figures like Hercules embodying the pinnacle of physical prowess. This admiration for muscularity was more than superficial. It was a reflection of their values, where physical fitness was seen as integral to mental and spiritual well-being. The Greek gymnasiums were not merely places for exercise. They were centers of learning and cultural development, where the youth were trained in both body and mind. The Olympic Games, originating in this era, were a testament to their dedication to physical excellence, with athletes competing in various disciplines, showcasing their strength and skill. As we transition to the Roman era, the focus on physical training took a more utilitarian turn with the Roman gladiators. These warriors, often slaves or prisoners of war, were trained rigorously to fight in the arenas. Their training was brutal and efficient, designed to build strength, endurance, and combat skills. The gladiatorial games were a spectacle of raw power and resilience, capturing the imagination of the Roman public. The gladiators, though often fighting for their survival, became icons of physical might and inspired admiration and fear. This period in history was crucial in shaping the early perceptions of strength training and muscular development. The practices and values of these ancient civilizations laid the groundwork for the evolution of bodybuilding, influencing future generations' approach to physical training and the pursuit of the ideal physique. As we delve deeper into this series, we will uncover how these ancient practices evolved over the centuries, leading to the modern sport of bodybuilding. We will explore the key figures, cultural shifts, and technological advancements that have shaped this fascinating journey from ancient training grounds to the global stages of today's bodybuilding competitions. Join us as we trace the evolution of bodybuilding, a story of human endeavor, cultural significance, and the relentless pursuit of physical and aesthetic perfection. As we continue our exploration of the evolution of bodybuilding, we venture into the transformative 19th century, a pivotal era that witnessed the birth of modern bodybuilding and the rise of the physical culture movement. Eugen Sandow, the father of modern bodybuilding. The late 19th century saw the emergence of a figure who would forever change the landscape of physical training, Eugen Sandow. Born in Prussia in 1867, Sandow's journey to becoming the father of modern bodybuilding was as remarkable as his physique. Initially drawn to the world of strongmen, Sandow quickly distinguished himself not just for his strength, but for his extraordinary muscular development and symmetry. Sandow's rise to fame began in earnest after he moved to London. His performances, which combined feats of strength with displays of his muscular physique, captivated audiences. He was not merely a strong man, he was a living sculpture, a modern Hercules. His perfectly proportioned body became the ideal many sought to emulate. Sandow's influence was such that he effectively shifted the focus from raw strength to the aesthetics of muscle development, laying the foundation for competitive bodybuilding as we know it. Sandow's legacy extended beyond the stage. He authored several books on physical training, emphasizing the importance of balanced development, nutrition, and a scientific approach to bodybuilding. He also introduced one of the first lines of exercise equipment, making strength training more accessible to the public, the physical culture movement. Parallel to Sandow's rise was the growth of the physical culture movement. This movement, gaining momentum in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, was more than just about building muscles. It was a holistic approach to health and fitness. Proponents of the movement advocated for regular exercise, proper diet, and natural living as antidotes to the ailments of modern society. The physical culture movement was a response to the Industrial Revolution's sedentary lifestyle and the associated health problems. It emphasized the importance of physical well-being for overall health and championed the idea of returning to nature and simplicity. Magazines and books on the subject proliferated, spreading the message of physical culture across Europe and America. Key figures in the movement, like Bernard McFadden in the United States, promoted the idea that physical fitness was essential for a healthy and productive life. McFadden, often called the apostle of physical culture, founded one of the first muscle magazines, Physical Culture, and organized bodybuilding contests, further popularizing the sport. The physical culture movement laid the groundwork for the health and fitness industry as we know it today. It brought the concept of bodybuilding into the mainstream and set the stage for the development of organized bodybuilding competitions. Continuing our journey through the evolution of bodybuilding, we arrive at the early 20th century, a period marked by the golden age of strongmen and the inception of the first bodybuilding contests, which would eventually shape the modern sport of bodybuilding. The golden age of strongmen. The early 1900s were dominated by the spectacle of strongmen, who were the superstars of their day. These men were renowned not just for their muscular physiques, but for their incredible feats of strength. They were the successors to Eugen Sandow, and they took the art of strength performance to new heights. Strongmen like Louis Cyr, George Hackenschmidt, and Thomas Inch became household names, their exploits becoming the stuff of legend. These strongmen were more than just performers. They were embodiments of the ideal man, strong and unyielding. Their performances often included lifting enormous weights, bending iron bars, and performing acts that seemed superhuman. This era celebrated raw power and strength, but it also subtly started to shift the focus towards the aesthetic appeal of a well-built physique, setting the stage for the bodybuilding that would emerge later. The first bodybuilding contests. It was during this time that the first organized bodybuilding contests began to take place. These contests were initially more focused on displaying strength, but gradually the emphasis started to shift towards the appearance of the athletes' physiques. One of the first major bodybuilding competitions was held in 1901, organized by Eugen Sandow himself. The contest, known as the Great Competition, was held in London's Royal Albert Hall. Sandow sought to find the most perfectly developed man, using criteria that assessed both muscular development and symmetry. This event is often regarded as the first formal bodybuilding contest and marked a significant shift from strength acts to physique display. The success of this competition sparked a series of similar events, gradually establishing bodybuilding as a sport in its own right. These early contests were instrumental in defining the standards for bodybuilding, emphasizing muscularity, definition, and symmetry over sheer strength. The cultural impact. The early 20th century was a time when the industrialized world was grappling with the effects of rapid urbanization and technological advancement. The strongmen and the burgeoning sport of bodybuilding offered an idealized image of masculinity and physical perfection, providing a counterpoint to the sedentary lifestyle that was becoming increasingly common. This era also saw the proliferation of physical culture magazines, which played a crucial role in popularizing bodybuilding. These publications not only featured articles on training and nutrition, but also provided a platform for bodybuilders to showcase their physiques, thus inspiring a generation of enthusiasts. As we delve deeper into the evolution of bodybuilding, we reach the mid-20th century, a transformative era marked by the emergence of the Mr. Olympia contest and the golden era of bodybuilding dominated by legendary figures like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Franco Columbu, emergence of Mr. Olympia. The 1960s witnessed a significant milestone in the world of bodybuilding with the creation of the Mr. Olympia contest in 1965. This competition was established by Joe Weider, a key figure in the bodybuilding world, to provide a platform for the best bodybuilders to compete against each other. Unlike other contests, which were often limited to certain regions or had restrictions, Mr. Olympia was envisioned as a championship for the champions, attracting competitors from across the globe. Mr. Olympia quickly became the most prestigious event in bodybuilding, a title that it holds to this day. It was here that bodybuilders could truly showcase the art of muscle sculpting, bringing together mass, definition, symmetry, and presentation in a way that had never been seen before. The competition became the ultimate goal for any serious bodybuilder and a platform that launched many into fame. The golden era of bodybuilding. The period from the late 1960s to the 1970s is often referred to as the golden era of bodybuilding. This era is characterized by an increased public interest in the sport and the emergence of bodybuilders who would become icons and ambassadors of the discipline. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the icon. No discussion of the golden era would be complete without mentioning Arnold Schwarzenegger. Born in Austria, Schwarzenegger's rise in bodybuilding was meteoric. He won his first Mr. Olympia title in 1970 at the age of 23 and went on to win the title a total of 7 times. Schwarzenegger's charisma, coupled with his impressive physique, made him a star far beyond the world of bodybuilding. He became a symbol of the sport, embodying the ideal of the bodybuilder in the public imagination. Schwarzenegger's impact extended beyond the competition stage. He starred in the documentary Pumping Iron, which played a pivotal role in popularizing bodybuilding as a sport and lifestyle. His transition to a successful Hollywood career and later into politics only further cemented his status as a global icon. Franco Columbu, the Sardinian strongman. Another key figure of this era was Franco Columbu. A close friend and training partner of Schwarzenegger, Columbu was known for his incredible strength and compact muscular physique. Originally from Sardinia, Italy, Columbu was a 2-time Mr. Olympia winner and was renowned for his versatility, competing in powerlifting and boxing as well. Columbu's contribution to bodybuilding was significant, demonstrating that champions could come in different sizes and emphasizing the importance of proportion, symmetry, and conditioning over sheer size. In the mid-20th century, the Mr. Olympia contest not only set the stage for competitive bodybuilding, but also marked the emergence of some of the sport's most iconic figures. Their victories and the legacies they left behind played a pivotal role in shaping the world of bodybuilding. Chronological winners and their impact, 1965 to 1966. Larry Scott, the pioneer. Larry Scott, the inaugural Mr. Olympia, set a high bar for all who followed. Winning the title in both 1965 and 1966, Scott was renowned for his impressive arm development. His victories at the outset of the Mr. Olympia contest established the competition's prestige and set standards for future competitors. 1967 to 1969, Sergio Oliva, the Myth. Following Scott, Sergio Oliva, known as the Myth, dominated the Mr. Olympia stage from 1967 to 1969. Oliva was celebrated for his unmatched muscle mass and symmetry, characteristics that made him a standout in the sport. His 3 consecutive titles cemented his legacy as one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. 1970 to 1975, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the icon. The era of Arnold Schwarzenegger began in 1970, marking a significant shift in the sport. Schwarzenegger's dominance, characterized by 6 consecutive Mr. Olympia titles, was unparalleled. His charisma and formidable physique not only made him a star within the bodybuilding community, but also a global icon, transcending the sport and bringing it into mainstream consciousness. 1976, Franco Columbu, the versatile champion. In 1976, Franco Columbu took the Mr. Olympia title, showcasing a physique that was diverse in its strengths. Columbu's victory was a testament to the fact that bodybuilding champions could come in different sizes and forms. His emphasis on proportion and symmetry was a reminder of the sport's artistic and aesthetic dimensions. 1977 to 1979, Frank Zane, the aesthetic innovator. The late 1970s were marked by the reign of Frank Zane, who captured the Mr. Olympia title 3 times from 1977 to 1979. Zane's victories highlighted a shift in the sport towards more aesthetic and proportionate physiques. His success represented a new era in bodybuilding, where the focus was as much on the artistic presentation of the physique as on its size and strength. Each of these champions not only won titles but also contributed to the evolution of bodybuilding, influencing training methods, competition standards, and the public perception of the sport. Their legacies continue to inspire bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts around the world, underscoring the rich history and dynamic nature of bodybuilding as both a competitive sport and a form of art. In the late 20th century, bodybuilding entered a new phase often referred to as the mass monsters era. This period was characterized by athletes who pushed the boundaries of muscle mass and size to unprecedented levels. Two names stand out in this era, Dorian Yates and Ronnie Coleman, both of whom redefined the standards of bodybuilding with their immense physiques. Late 20th century, the mass monsters era, 1990s, Dorian Yates, the dawn of the mass monsters. The 1990s saw the rise of Dorian Yates, a British bodybuilder whose approach to training and muscle development marked a significant shift in the sport. Yates, known for his high-intensity training regimen, won the Mr. Olympia title 6 consecutive times from 1992 to 1997. His reign was not just about size, it was about bringing a new level of conditioning and symmetry to a larger frame. Yates's physique was characterized by thick muscle density and a rugged appearance, setting a new standard for mass combined with definition. Chronological impact of Yates, 1992 to 1997. Dorian Yates's consecutive wins during these years were a testament to his revolutionary approach to bodybuilding. Each victory solidified the era of mass monsters, where size and muscle density became as crucial as symmetry and aesthetics. Late 1990s to early 2000s, Ronnie Coleman, the apex of mass monsters. Following Yates, Ronnie Coleman took the bodybuilding world by storm. An American bodybuilder with an incredibly muscular and defined physique, Coleman won the Mr. Olympia title 8 times consecutively from 1998 to 2005. His size and strength were phenomenal, often considered some of the best in bodybuilding history. Coleman's training style, which included lifting extraordinarily heavy weights, contributed to his massive and striated muscle development. Chronological impact of Coleman, 1998 to 2005. Ronnie Coleman's reign was marked by his 8 consecutive Mr. Olympia wins. Each year, he seemed to return with an even more impressive physique, pushing the limits of muscle mass and density. His dominance during these years was a clear indication of the evolving standards in bodybuilding, where extreme mass and meticulous conditioning set the bar for excellence. Cultural and sport impact. The late 20th century, particularly the era of the mass monsters, represented a significant evolution in bodybuilding. The physiques of Yates and Coleman were not just larger, they were also highly conditioned, showcasing deep muscle separation and vascularity. This era challenged previous notions of the human body's limits in terms of muscle size and density. The impact of these athletes extended beyond their titles. They influenced training methodologies, with an emphasis on heavier weights and higher intensity. Nutrition and supplementation also became more sophisticated during this time as bodybuilders sought to support the increased demands of their training. Moreover, the mass monsters era influenced the public perception of bodybuilding. The sport gained more mainstream attention, partly due to the awe-inspiring physiques of its top competitors. However, this era also sparked debates about the limits of bodybuilding, health implications, and the future direction of the sport. The 21st century ushered in a new era in bodybuilding, marked by the rise of modern bodybuilding icons like Phil Heath and a significant influence of social media on the sport. This period is characterized by advancements in training techniques, nutrition, and a broader public engagement through digital platforms. 21st century modern bodybuilding. Early 2000s, transition from mass monsters. The early 2000s saw a gradual transition from the mass monsters era, with bodybuilders focusing more on aesthetics, symmetry, and conditioning, along with size. This period was a blend of the old and new schools of bodybuilding, setting the stage for the modern era. 2006 to 2007, Jay Cutler's reign. Jay Cutler, known for his rivalry with Ronnie Coleman, won the Mr. Olympia title in 2006 and 2007. Cutler's victories were significant as they marked the beginning of a new era in bodybuilding, where mass was balanced with aesthetics. 2008, Dexter Jackson's victory. In 2008, Dexter "The Blade" Jackson won the Mr. Olympia, known for his exceptional conditioning and symmetry. Jackson's win was a nod to the importance of a well-rounded physique in modern bodybuilding. 2009 to 2010, 2012, 2014, Jay Cutler and Phil Heath's era. Jay Cutler reclaimed the title in 2009 and 2010, showcasing his continued dominance. However, Phil Heath began his ascent, taking the title from 2011 onwards, except for 2018. Heath, known as The Gift, brought a new level of muscularity combined with aesthetics, winning a total of 7 Mr. Olympia titles. Chronological impact: 2011 to 2017, 2020. Phil Heath's reign. Phil Heath's reign was marked by his 7 Mr. Olympia wins. His physique was characterized by exceptional muscle definition, fullness, and a 3-dimensional look that set new standards in bodybuilding. 2018 to 2019, Shawn Rhoden and Brandon Curry's wins. Shawn Rhoden won the Mr. Olympia in 2018, bringing a classical aesthetic physique back to the forefront. Brandon Curry took the title in 2019, known for his balanced and symmetrical physique. 2020 to 2022, Big Ramy's dominance. Mamdou Big Ramy Elsbier won the Mr. Olympia in 2020 and 2021, known for his massive size combined with improved conditioning. 2023, Derek Lunsford's victory. Derek Lunsford won the 59th edition of Mr. Olympia Men's Open competition in 2023, with Hadi Choopan coming in second. Social media influence. The 21st century also saw the rise of social media as a significant influence in bodybuilding. Platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook have become crucial for bodybuilders to showcase their physiques, share training and nutrition tips, and engage with fans. Social media has democratized the sport, allowing upcoming athletes to build a following and establish their brand outside of traditional bodybuilding competitions. Cultural and sport impact. Modern bodybuilding in the 21st century is not just about the competitions, it's about the lifestyle and the global community. The influence of social media has brought bodybuilding to a wider audience, breaking down barriers and making the sport more accessible. It has also led to a more diverse representation of bodybuilding styles and philosophies, as athletes from around the world share their unique approaches to training and physique development. The legacy of modern bodybuilders like Phil Heath, combined with the power of social media, continues to shape the future of the sport. It's an era where the pursuit of the perfect physique is balanced with a focus on health, well-being, and a broader engagement with the global fitness community. As we look ahead, the evolution of bodybuilding seems poised to continue, driven by technological advancements, cultural shifts, and the unending human quest for physical excellence. And there you have it, folks. A journey through the fascinating evolution of bodybuilding. From the ancient Greeks to the modern-day Titans, this sport has transformed in ways that reflect our changing ideals of strength, beauty, and human potential. We've seen legends rise, records shattered, and the very definition of physical excellence redefined. As we've explored, bodybuilding is more than just a sport. It's a testament to human dedication, resilience, and the endless pursuit of perfection. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support helps us bring more stories and insights from the world of fitness and beyond. Until next time, keep pushing your limits, stay motivated, and remember, the journey to greatness is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay strong and inspired. Strong and inspired. Strong and inspired. Strong